AskReddit by Soren J. What is actually healthy but people think is not? Frozen fruits and vegetables. The modern flash freeze technique preserves almost all of the nutrients and they are always picked when they are in season, so they are as nutritious as their fresh in season counterparts, and more nutritious if it is not the season. And as an added bonus, they're often cheaper. Doing literally nothing to decompress. Sometimes one just needs to breathe and look out a window. Sometimes after the kids go to bed I'll sit in the living room and just stare at the wall, while my husband sits next to me on his phone. He thinks it's weird and creepy that I just sit there and do absolutely nothing. I think it's weird that doing nothing except thinking the thoughts in your head isn't considered normal anymore. Edited to fix a typo. Crying. I love my mom for always saying, "Cry it out, and you'll feel relieved." Now as an adult, when I need to cry, I don't feel such shame about it. It's just a tool for processing my feelings. Spending time alone. The thing about spending time alone is, it's addicting. You get so comfortable with the silence and solitude that you can't stand the noise of other people, and when you're deprived from the noise for too long you start turning weird. Like ironing your clothes naked in the living room at 2 AM with only the light of an adjoining room weird. Eating fats like avocados is actually healthy, despite what some think. Eating fats, period. But everything in moderation, too. Taking a break. It took me until this year to realize that relaxing and taking a break aren't just doing a different chore and maybe having a YouTube video or audiobook on while I do it. I'm looking for the answer: pizza. Can anyone please tell me it's healthy? Edit. So many people making their own pizzas and they all sound amazingly healthy. Thanks for the suggestions, you're all an inspiration. It's not the food, it's the quantity. Silence. We've gotten so used to noise pollution, real silence has become anxiety inducing. Silence improves sleep, helps your brain process what you're learning, reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, the list goes on. I have tinnitus, so I can't ever experience this. Admitting when you don't know something. It's okay to not have the answer. Too many people would rather bullshit an answer than accept what they don't know. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Shocked that no one has said potatoes. They're one of the healthiest foods we know of, packed full of nutrients and vitamins and carbohydrates. They're nearly enough to live off of entirely on their own. It's the oil we cook them in that's the unhealthy part. Boil em, mash em, stick em in a stew. Boredom. Could not agree more. So many children and adults don't know how to be bored now. It's dangerous for society. Admitting when you're wrong. It makes life easier too. If you fuck up, PPL want to tear into you over it to get a good rant going. But just admitting you were wrong or that you fucked up takes the wind out of their sails. Taking care of your mental health is not a weakness, it is a strength to recognize your problems and learn to overcome them. Nuts. Specifically unsalted nuts. Many PPL think they're not healthy because they only look at calories, but they're high in healthy fats, fibers, vitamins, so good to eat 1 or 2 hands per day of them, sure, not the whole bag at once. And also a great way to get dense calories in if you are struggling to eat enough. Having boundaries, saying no. I'll add to that, saying no without the need to find an excuse, especially in social environments. If I won't come to your invitation, I don't need to give you a reason. Maintaining work boundaries. A lot of oldies and bootlickers would immediately gang up on you and call you lazy and have poor work ethics for even thinking about working only during your paid hours and utilizing your PTOs. I had a coworker who would come to work sick, get everyone else sick, then complain everyone was taking sick days. They hinted on more than one occasion they thought people were being hypochondriacs or dramatic because they called in sick. The real shocker is that this was in the healthcare industry. Also, yes, coming into contact with infirm and or fragile patients, people with immunosuppression or going through chemo. People that definitely should be exposed to a bug if it can be helped. Bean. Having a balance of being both negative and positive. Too much positivity is bad. You need to have a balance. Toxic positivity is insufferable. It's worse than negativity, Screaming. If you are frustrated, you can scream. You can go somewhere where no one can hear you. Screaming is better than taking your frustration out on others. When I do a clop and I get in my car, drive on the freeway and scream as loud as I can, no one can hear you. Video games, not to obsessive levels obviously. I run my own business, stressful and an uphill battle sometimes. Video games are a vent for the negatives. I'm a 30-year-old mom and wife who runs her own business as well. I recently got an Xbox and started playing GTA and COD because my mom never let me as a kid, and oh my god, it's been a game changer. Saying sorry. I'm sorry. Salad dressing. The vitamins in leafy greens are oil soluble, and if you don't include one, you don't get the full benefit of your leafy greens. Thank you for posting this. The key is fat. So none of the fat-free dressing. Drinking coffee, it's loaded with antioxidants and has been linked to lower risk of several diseases. I've been trying to convince myself of this for a while, cause coffee is amazing and I love it. However, most of the studies I've seen seem like they could easily be, people who drink coffee in the morning have stuff to do and get a boost of energy for, therefore that added activity and personal drive could be the cause of the benefits rather than coffee in a vacuum is actually healthy. If you've seen some activity controlled study that proves it, I'd love to see it and further justify my own habit. Heartbreak. I think with the prevalence of dating apps, everyone seems to have become quite systematic about dating and compartmentalizing things as FWB, situationships and any number of other labels. That's great and people should feel free to explore themselves this way and have different types of relationships, but you are a human being and shouldn't be surprised if things impact you emotionally sometimes. It's the risk you take, but it's worth it most of the time and it makes life exciting. Chemical seasoning, MSG. There is a lot of talk about encouraging MSG use, like 50/50 with salt, to reduce American salt intake.